Hi, welcome to the award-winning Ed Brown Show. And once again, outstanding young people. You know, we talk about the young people, but the young people are doing a great job. Here we have today from Jafee Christian Academy, two young people have been outstanding. And we have with Larry Small, and he's a teacher, a tennis teacher, a chemistry teacher, and all of that good stuff. Congratulations there. Larry, tell us a little bit about these young people. Okay. You start with Victoria.
Okay, we have Victoria Palmer, who is our Sower of the Year, and she earned that award by being Student of the Week on a couple occasions. And then we have Kane Mitchell, who also has been the Student of the Week. The SOAR Award, which stands for Student of the Week Earns Rewards.
Tell us a little bit about that name, Jafee. Yes. How did you come about it?
Okay, I'll let Kane tell you about the Jafee's name. He understands
okay,
that.
Kane, tell us a little about it.
Well, the reason why our school is named Jafee Christian Academy is because it's about this little boy. He went to school and a lot of kids teased him, and so he prayed to God that the kids would stop messing with him. And so God answered his prayers, and that's why the school is named Jafee.
And what was the lady's name?
Our principal is Miss Kelly.
Yeah, you have to give her credit too, you know. She came up with that. That's a fantastic reason and name. Victoria, tell us a little bit about how did you prepare yourself for this award?
Well, I prepare myself for this reward is because I've been the Sower of the Week 2 times, and I have respect people more than once and twice, so I like to be the Sower of the Year.
So respecting people is one of the things that you got the award for, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's congratulations. You keep up the good work, you know. That's what we need. We need young ladies like you doing such a great job. Kane, tell us a little bit about yourself. What are you majoring in there?
I am majoring in math.
Math, yeah. You know pi r squared, you familiar with
Yes.
that? What about calculus and
Not yet.
trigonometry and all
Not
that?
yet.
Huh?
Not yet.
You like it?
Yes.
Oh, yes. See, I was research chemist, so all that good stuff, you know. You know, you get older, but it doesn't leave you. You know, you still have it when you're 90. That's what I tell the youngsters, you know, especially athletes, you know, they want to be a football player or some kind of, and they just concentrate on being athletic, you know, but once you get that schoolwork, it lives. You have it until you're 90. 100 years old, you still have it. That education is the prime thing that we have to drill into the young people. It's something you must have in order to. Mr. King, tell me something about Larry, about the program that you have there,
Okay.
that this award was made
Yes,
concerning.
we have here the Pro Award, which means people respecting others. And these two students have done a very, very great job in respecting their others, their classmates as well. And they've done it beyond, they've stayed on point. These students stay on point. They stay focused on their work. They do the things that we've asked them to do without regard to the other students. In other words, they do what's right beyond the call of duty. And that's what we're looking for the Student of the Week Earn Rewards, which is the acronym for SOAR, which is based on Matthew 13, where you're planting seeds. Some fall on stony ground, some on smooth ground, and some on the wayside. By the wayside, then you know that it will grow up. And that's what we're planting into these students. And
You're doing a wonderful job.
We see some of the fruits that are coming up from that. And that program is at Jafee Christian Academy, as we said, Principal Mrs. Kelly. And right now, currently, they have about 26 students there. But she's praying for the growth. And we do believe it's going to grow.
Yes.
the award that Victoria received.
Oh,
she
yes.
hold it up a little higher,
Hold
Victoria.
it up,
It's
Victoria.
the
That's-
Student of the Week earns rewards, and that's her Student of the Year award. She was chosen
Congratulations.
the
Thank
Student
you.
of the Year out of all
Yeah.
the students that were chosen during the course of the year.
The Student of the Year, boy, that's fantastic.
Yes.
You keep up the good work. Tell us, what career would you like to get into? Have you made up your mind yet?
Language arts.
Arts?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great. What about your sisters and brothers? You have any?
I have one sister and two brothers.
Two brothers, you better mention their names or they're going to say.
Their name is Tyler and Trey. One
Uh-huh.
is 19 and one is 18.
Oh, one's 19, one 18.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, great. And so you're the baby.
No, my other sister, she's the baby.
She's the
3.
baby. Okay. Well, you continue to do the great job that and we wish you all the luck and God bless you. Kane, what about yourself? What do you plan to get into as far as career is concerned?
Well, I have so many choices.
Yeah.
I would like to be a teacher, a lawyer, a judge.
You want to be it all, huh? There's nothing wrong with that. You know, our president is a good example. You know, he was a lawyer, he's a professor, and he's president of the United States. Why not? You can do it. And of those, which ones do you favor? I know you got a favorite one.
Being a teacher.
You're taking off Mr. Small there, huh? He's a good example, isn't he, of really the things that do. I'm really delighted to have three of you here, and Jabez, our Christian Academy, has done a terrific job with Kane and Victoria here. And this is what we're talking about. You know, take time with the kids like Mr. Small is. Although there's not a lot of youngsters involved, but they're in the right environment.
Yes.
And just setting yourself up like this, setting a good example for your peers. So you have a lot of peer pressure. You know, you have friends, you know, that maybe don't want to be associated with because you belong to this or what. But what you have to do, you have to decide in your mind, you know, what you want to do, and let the peers, you know, just let them go. Isn't that right,
That's
Mr.
correct.
Small?
That's correct.
Tell us about the curriculum as far as the science is concerned.
The science curriculum, right now, one of the studies that they are in is a periodic table of elements.
Right.
And so they are making, as a project for the whole school, an element chart made out of tennis balls.
No
There
kidding.
we go. So I teach tennis, so we're going to use tennis ball to make the elements out of.
Uh-huh.
And they also
That's very unique.
yeah. So they have to figure out the strategy, which brings into chess, of how to put these tennis balls on a chart. And all the elements are going to be there, all 118 of them. They may have come up with some more by now. You know, it's always changing. And these students have put together this chart, and we haven't finished it yet. But by the end of the school year, we hope that we'll complete it.
Well, what about volunteers? Do you need volunteers in your, if a person wants to get involved with your academy, just give us some information about that.
It's located at Bells United Methodist Church, which is in Camp Springs, Maryland, right down the street from Andrews Air Force Base. Matter of fact, we're in the back door of Andrews Air Force Base.
Right.
And yes, they can use volunteers, and I'm sure Ms. Kelly would welcome them with open arms to come in. The church has embraced the school as well as Bells United Methodist Church, as I've said. But Jabez is an entity of that church right now. And yes, volunteers are welcome with open arms.
Great. Well, Jabez, we want to salute you on the Ed Brown Show here for the wonderful job that you're doing. And there's Victoria and Kane and everything. This is a good example. You know, on the program we talk about helping and the youngsters and putting them in the right environment. But this is a reward of the good work that your organization is doing. These youngsters here, you know, this is what, as far as I'm concerned, this makes whatever it is worthwhile when you have youngsters that have been so very successful. And I want to congratulate your organization for putting on such a fine program, and the young people too. Keep up the good work. This has been Ed Brown. See you in a second. Got another show. Welcome back to the Ed Brown Show. And once again, outstanding guests. I tell you, don't go away. We're still talking about the youngsters, and we're talking about what you can do, your parents and everything. And what we want to do is begin this segment honoring the mothers. The mothers are the most important. I say one of the most important. I'm a dad, so you know. But anyway, Mother's Day coming up, and Father's Day coming in June. So we want to make sure those people really get some recognition. But today we want to honor Mr. Malone here, Robert Malone. He's with m2m. Now, I asked about that. What m2m? You know, what is it? A company or what? But it's mentoring to manhood. Most of the youngsters, they need some kind of mentoring. And this organization has done a terrific job. They brought him Ajari Roberts here as an example of the activity that they are providing for our young people. Welcome to the Ed Brown Show there, Robert.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Tell us about this m2m.
Well, m2m, you said it stands for Mentoring to Manhood. It's a program focused on middle school and high school boys in Prince George's County. And what we do is we provide tutoring and mentoring services for those young folks on Saturdays at Kettering Middle School.
No kidding.
Yes.
And how do you get involved with contacting these individuals? Do they volunteer, or just how do you get them? You know, some of them may be sensitive about, you know, well, I don't need any men, you know, I can do it, I know my way, you know, and that type of thing.
Well, there are a couple of ways that young folks come to us primarily. Sometimes it's we get peak season around report cards because parents are having conversations with guidance counselors and they're trying to figure out what else can we try. So we get a lot of referrals that way, and then
from the parents
and the guidance counselors.
Okay, well that's great, because that means that the parent is interested in the youngster.
That's right.
See,
that's right.
That's fantastic, because that relationship with parent is so very important. People don't understand, you know, don't dump your children off on someone else. You get involved first and guide them through like a mentoring program. Is that correct?
Well, you have a lot of single mothers as well who although their sons, some young boys may be doing very well, but mothers are really intelligent and understand that they need to have positive male influences. So although the mother might be doing well, the student might be on honor roll, that mother recognizes, I need to get this son of mine connected to men who are very positive and successful. And then we have a lot of mothers who are searching on the internet for programs.
Is that right?
And the challenge is that a lot of programs that are focused on one-on-one mentoring are unable to find enough African American men to volunteer. So our program is a really solid second opportunity for those parents, because we do a lot of group mentoring. So we're able to sort of onboard those young folks a lot more quickly, because we can bring them into a small group sort of a setting.
Well, how do you do that as far as a site is concerned?
Well, we're at Kettering Middle School. We have a couple of rooms there that are carved out for us, so we actually do tutoring in 3 rooms. And then when we do mentoring, it's normally in 1 room, but when we break out in teams, we use the other rooms that are available.
Well, do you have a type of reward program or something for youngsters? I would say that.
I will tell you the Hot Award, and you were gracious enough to come visit us a couple of weeks ago. Before you came that Saturday, one of the students stood up as a leader and made the proposition that if the group improved their grade point averages significantly as a group, that we take them to a major theme park in Ohio. So they set their own incentive there.
Yeah,
but aside from that, we do reward students for most improvement. We reward them for attendance and tutoring, because if they're not there, we can't help them. And so we do have those rewards throughout the year.
And I think I left a homework assignment there. And I'm just wondering, are you still working on it?
Well,
that assignment was to have the young men or ladies prepare a business plan.
Yes.
Yes. Decide on a business plan. How is that coming?
You offered a wonderful challenge, and
it's due at the end of the summer.
Well, I think I came back to you to ask you to be a little gracious with us, because we have activities pre-planned throughout the year. And so what we'll want to do in the summertime is, as we plan the next school year, 2012-2013, how can we integrate that into it? Because we didn't just want to rush and just put a plan together. We wanted to create some experiences around that would really help young folks understand business and commerce and what a margin is on a sale.
Right, exactly. Yeah. See, because exposure to that, just like Jafee here, Roberts, he's in an environment with his dad. His dad, yeah. You know what I mean? That hey, that's wonderful. But a lot of youngsters are not privileged to that. Right. You know, to be right on top of the business world, see how it works and what you have to do. And what people fail to realize, they look at the millionaire. Hey, look, you're gonna have failures. See, this is a part of business, and people don't understand that. And most of the time, there's more failures than successes. But you have to be able to overcome that through knowledge. Tell us, Jafee, what are you gonna do?
I work with my dad now, but I'm going to be in the military, the Army.
And
I want to do, after finish that, I want to go into criminal justice.
Well, what about your dad now?
My dad?
Yeah, tell us about his business, man.
Kmart Creation. He's a tiler, one of the best in Maryland.
Okay.
So he was on DIY Network. Yeah. So,
he's a tiler.
Yeah, he's a tiler.
Yeah, great. Fantastic. And he has the tiling business and everything?
Yeah, the tiling business.
And you know how to do it yourself, right?
Yes, but I got training. I got a lot more to learn.
Yeah. That exposure is so very important. For instance, if it doesn't help you, but when you get your own home and you need some work done, hey, you can do it, right? You don't have to call anybody. Or either if you call someone in to do it and they don't do it properly, say, hey, wait a minute. You know, say you got to put the glue down a certain way, and you got to cut this. Hey, this corner here. When you hit a corner, you got to do a certain thing, and then you got to match up the tile. You know, and all that. That's important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's part of the trade, and so. Those are things that people take for granted, you know what I mean? But it has to be done. Isn't that right?
That's right.
Right. So you say you were the baby, the only child.
Yeah, the only child.
Only child, but he's not spoiled.
No, Joe's not spoiled. His parents have a nice balance to them.
Yeah, they keep him in line.
Yeah. Huh? What I love about Jafee, he was in our program. When did you graduate? Because I almost
2011.
2011. So he hasn't quite been in our program for a while. So he's one of our former students, but he was one of the young fellows in our group who came with a sense of respect for authority, who appreciates being around men and women who can impart things that are valuable to him. And so these are the kind of students and mentees you love to have, because they're soaking it all up. Now, we do have some other type of youngsters who are not quite as receptive, who come the first day because the mother brings them, and they're sitting in the chair like, I don't want to be here. And we're able to really break that ice a lot of the times and get them warmed up. And we do that because we're not just preaching to them all the time.
Yes,
we do a lot of fun things. We go paintballing. We do a ropes course. We do a leadership retreat. We play a lot of basketball.
So you have a variety. I noticed prior to the meeting that, and it's unusual, but I saw that it was very effective, is that you had calisthenics.
Yes, yes. Yeah. We warm up with exercise because by that time they had been in tutoring from 9 to 11. So to expect a young male student who's 12, 14 years old to sit still for 4 hours straight,
Right.
we would be a little ridiculous there. So we do warm-up exercises. We get them to do push-ups, sit-ups,
Yeah.
leg lifts.
I thought that was very unique,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I told Dr. Williams, I said, when is the meeting going to start? They're exercising now. He said, well, Ed, you have to wait and see. But I thought that was very unique. You know, to like you said, the young men to get into and they enjoyed it.
They do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it wasn't like it wasn't like oh, here we go again. You know, but they enjoyed it, and that was my first meeting. But I learned a lot from the youngsters.
Yes.
You know, the things that they talked about and the discussions that it was carried on and the questions that they asked.
Yeah, I want to say this, Mr. Brown. Having done this now 7 years, what's amazing to me is that there are so many young folks in our communities, in your community, that have awesome potential.
Yes.
But the potential is wrapped up. It's wrapped up in depression, frustration, anger, hatred, bitterness. All those things are kind of keeping this stuff bottled up. And it's amazing to see students who come to us, they may come to us with a GPA of a 1.9, and a semester later end up on honor roll.
Is that
And you
right?
ask them the question, what's the difference between this semester and last semester? And they say, I did my work. So we have literally thousands of kids not doing work for some reason, emotional problems, family dysfunction, but the potential is there to do far greater than what our young folks are doing today. And so programs like ours and others are really helping to unwrap that potential.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what about and along the academic lines? Like you had Dr. Abdullah and Dr. Williams.
Dr.
there.
Williams, yes.
Now, how did you make contact with men that can bring such positive messages?
Well,
to
I
the
love
youngsters?
that Dr. Dula and I have been speaking, well, we've known each other for a couple of years, but we've been speaking the past couple of months about connecting the generations, the elders and patriarchs with the mentors, the young men of today, and then with the young adults, and then the teens and adolescents. And so our group really has a lot of guys between 26 and 45, but we don't have many over 45. And so it was great that to really take that step to bridge the gap, to bring in men who've paved the way, who've paid the price, and who really can give a word and direction and wisdom for us to run with. And so I look at it as men my age kind of can bring a lot of passion, enthusiasm. Men your age bring a lot of wisdom, direction, advice.
Right.
And then we're trying to push all that into these guys
Right.
so they can end up going further than where we've gone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Ajari, we've done a lot of talking. I want to hear you. Tell me about this program. How did you get involved in this program? And what effect that you noticed that it had on your peers?
My mom brought me freshman year. I started getting a little bit of trouble in high school, so she talked to my guidance counselor. She found out about m2m manhood, so she brought me. When I first went, I was like, it's okay, but then I started liking it once I started tutoring.
Your first impression was it was just okay, you know?
Yeah, my first impression, I'm like, mentoring. I have my dad. I'm okay.
Right.
But me and my dad, we're not that close. But I love him to death, but we're not that close. And then when I started talking to Mr. Rob, Mr. Thurman, I'm like, I started doing my work more. The tutoring starting to help. I started to do activities like go to the football games with him and stuff like that. So it makes me like
you
want to do
improve
good.
your relationship.
Yeah.
Your social relationship,
Yeah.
sort of not one of the working relationship, where where you had a job to do, and that as far as the mentoring program, how did that affect you?
In a good way, it teach me how to be like more responsible, how to present myself as a man, how to behave in public, how to do stuff like a man and a family man should be, and a godly man. So it was good.
Well, another thing too that that was mentioned with Robert here was appreciation of the opposite sex.
Right.
I think tell me about that. The appreciation that you had prior to going in this program.
I'm not gonna lie, I might be in trouble, but I had a little respect for the opposite, but because I figured like they're woman, like, you know what I mean? But then talk like certain women in the program, Miss Irene, like talking to her, she was like good. She was a real good lady. Teach me how to do stuff. Let me learn stuff from a woman perspective. So it was good.
And as far as the program presenting the female image, I think they improve that to the young men. You know, there's that respect that this was, and this is Mother's Day, and this is something that, you know, as a female, they offer so many positive things. You know, I like to end the program say mothers are the backbones of really of the society, of any society, because they're the ones that nurture and bring forth the youngsters into an environment, and you develop respect for them, right?
Right.
Right. Robert, I think you guys did a wonderful job there with Ari Roberts here. And what's happening is young men, I'm the type, just like I showed up at that meeting,
Yes.
I'm the type when they said, well, I have a program, I have a program, I always show up, you know what I mean, and see how positive the program is. And then I'm doing today in two situations. The youngsters that actually got involved with the program are on the show. It's not me or Robert or any mentors. You are telling how positive it is. And once again, I want to say Happy Mother's Day. And I'd say this mentoring program that Robert have here is fantastic. You need to go out, and we need volunteers.
Yes, we
Don't
do.
forget. And hey, Father's Day is coming up too. Won't let that go. All right, see you next time.